Testing, checking if I'm holding the camera properly. Hello and welcome to From the Ground Up. What is this channel? What is From the Ground Up? Well, it's a channel about our journey and how we got started and the history of how we got to where we are today, and a documentation of where we are going in the future, and how we started from the ground up, the struggles that we faced, the struggles that we face currently, and we hope that you come on this journey with us and see how we operate. This channel will be about myself, JJ Hookert, and Ken Norton, and we both have our own farms. He has Norton Farms, I have Hookert Farms, and we farm hay and organic cash crop. We do custom work for several local farmers, help them out to get their crops in the barn and in the silo. So like I mentioned in the previous clip, when I introduced myself, I talked about Ken. I got time to catch up with Ken here. And so like I mentioned before, I run Hookert Farms, Ken runs Norton Farms. Ken does primarily hay, straw, and runs a farm gate store. And yeah, we're just out baling in a field today, helping out one of the local farmers put up some feed. So what are we going to show you on this channel? Well, the truth is, we don't really even know yet. We've talked about this for quite some time, and we don't know exactly where to start. You know, do we make a boring introductory video? Do we just start compiling footage and throw it all out there? We don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a whole bunch of stuff, what we do, and we're going to wait for your feedback and see what you guys enjoy watching, what you want to learn about how we operate. Maybe we'll show you how we harvest our crops. The equipment that we use to do that. Maybe we'll show you how we haul our crops. Maybe we'll show you some of the tillage tools that we use on our operation here. Maybe we'll show you what it's like when equipment breaks down and we need to repair it. Maybe we'll show you how we maintain our property around here and keep the weeds down without chemicals through buffer zones and stuff like that. Maybe we'll show you how we plant our crops and the products that we use, certified organic products, and how we improve land through biology. Maybe we'll show you how we use some old technology on our operation, the way how they used to do it back in the day. And maybe we'll show you how we have some of the newest technology and newest tractors available today, and how we incorporate those into our operation. Maybe we'll show you how we till the ground and how we prepare the soil in an organic style, where we mechanically kill the weeds and prep a soil bed at the same time, and how we set the equipment up to do that, and the lessons that we've learned over the years on what works and what doesn't work. Maybe we'll show you some of the equipment in operation when we work at local farmers to help them put feed up for the entire year and keep the local agriculture community strong. Maybe we'll show you pieces of equipment on the farm and why they're here and why we use them sometimes and why we don't use them other times, when they fit in and when the soil conditions call for them and when they don't. Maybe we'll talk to you about how we use manure and incorporate it into our operation to improve land. Maybe we'll talk to you about equipment blunders that we had, things we thought were good ideas and turned out not to be such great ideas. Or maybe we'll talk to you about farm equipment that didn't exist, so we had to create it ourselves to run an organic operation. Maybe we'll talk to you about costs that we have in our operation, like fuel, and how much do we use, and how much of that cuts into our profit margin. Maybe we'll talk to you about how we store our grain, what we do with the grain after it's harvested. Where does it go? Where does it end up? Maybe we'll talk to you about some equipment that we have around here that we rent out to the local farming community. What do we do with the hay that we make? Do we make dry hay? Do we make wet baleage hay? Where do we store it? Where does it go? Where does it end up? What type of animals get fed with it? How does the hay get from point A to point B? Maybe we'll talk about how we spread our manure and how we rate it and how we make sure it's evenly spread and we're not putting on too much or too little. Maybe we'll talk about the seed that we use and how we use no insecticides, no pesticides, no seed treatments whatsoever. Maybe we'll show you our organic crops and fields and show you how we got to a point where we can grow organic crops like this, fairly weed-free, healthy plants, and how we use biology over chemistry to achieve healthy crops like this. And we'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe we'll talk to you about how we cut the hay and use some of the best hay equipment available on the market today. Equipment that we use after the hay has been cut to speed up the drying process. Maybe we'll talk about the balers that we use and why we use them, what brands we use, what size bales they make. Maybe we'll show you some of the technology that we have in our tractors and how some of our tractors are guided by GPS and can actually drive themselves. Maybe we'll show you some of the workers we have around here that help us every day. Hey Mac, say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Say hi Alex.
How's it going?
Maybe we'll talk about Ken's Farm Gate store and how he supplies meat and eggs and other products to local consumers. Maybe we'll talk about how, if you want to start an agriculture operation from the ground up, how you have to be willing to take risks and take on massive debt loads and not know exactly how you're going to pay them back. Maybe we'll talk about the challenges that we face being organic farmers, the backlash that we get from farmers that are stuck in their ways and don't agree with what we're doing. Maybe we'll talk about how you can never give up when you start an operation like this, and you got to see it through to the end. You got to work hard, have faith that it's going to work out, and never give up. Maybe we'll talk about family and how at the end of the day, this is all for them and the next generation that's going to be taking over. And we'll talk about faith and God and how with Him everything is possible, and how if you put your trust in Him, you will prosper. Ultimately, we have no idea what this channel is going to be exactly or what it's going to become. Maybe it'll be a learning experience for people. Maybe it'll open people's eyes up to agriculture and how it works, at least in the way how we do things. Maybe it'll become nothing. Maybe it'll just be a bunch of videos for our children to watch someday to see how their parents got to where they are and how they became what they became. We hope that you'll follow us. You'll like what we're putting out there. Leave a comment. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs down button if you don't like it. We want to hear from you. Subscribe. Help us build this channel from the ground up, and follow us as we build this farming operation from the ground up.